German tanks and troops in Lithuania ready to face Russia. After making a landmark decision to send 5,000 troops to Lithuania by 2027, Berlin's first full-time foreign troop deployment since World War II, Germany closed its part of the NATO Steadfast Defender exercises last month with a war game just 15 kilometers, 9 miles, from the border with Russia's ally Belarus. The fierce 90-minute battle was staged for lawmakers, diplomats and local military chiefs at the Pabrad training ground. With live commentary, and screens hanging from gantries showing how modern tank systems find targets and rescue the wounded, the message to the VIPs was clear: we are ready to face Russia. Germany keeps its word, General Carsten Brewer, the German army's chief inspector, said in the pouring rain after the sun-drenched demonstration ended with a flyby by two old Eurocopter Tiger attack helicopters equipped with anti-tank missiles. We will defend every centimeter of NATO territory. Brewer said it would take Moscow 5 to 8 years to rebuild its armed forces from the exhausting war in Ukraine, leaving NATO with a 2029 deadline to prepare for possible combat. What is happening in Lithuania is the external dimension of Germany's Zeitenwende initiative launched after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Ignoring the post-Cold War peace dividend, Germany is pouring €100 billion into emergency funding to re-equip its military and revamp its defense doctrine to transform the Bundeswehr into a military capable of fighting, and winning, wars. The world is different than it was before February 24, 2022, Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said during a visit to Pabrad a few days before the final show. For us as the Bundeswehr, that means the mission has changed. National and alliance defense is the focus. Germany is the lead country in NATO's enhanced presence in Lithuania. In Estonia, the UK plays a similar role, and in Latvia, Canada. In Pabrad, German troops are joining Lithuanian, Dutch and French forces for the so-called Quadriga exercises, but it is the Bundeswehr's 10th Panzer Division that is running the show with its Leopard 2 tanks, Puma and Boxer infantry fighting vehicles, Panzerhaubitze 2000 artillery platforms and mine-clearing systems. Deep in the pine forests south of Vilnius, 80 kilometers from Pabrad, soldiers and excavators are preparing the ground for the 5,000 soldiers and their families who will soon be permanently stationed in Lithuania. The swampy Rudninkai forest was once bombarded by Soviet bombers as part of Cold War exercises, but now Lithuanian officials are mapping out a base camp with dozens of Bundeswehr soldiers already there. Hundreds more troops are due to land by the end of the year. The fascination with war games in Pabrad adds an element of urgency to Rimantas Jarmalavičius, a Lithuanian colonel who, pointing across a scrub-covered field, says tree stumps and old explosives have been removed to make way for new barracks. This is collective defense and it's important for our aggressive neighbors that we're not alone, said the 52-year-old, who grew up as Lithuania struggled to emerge from the Soviet Union. Cyber attacks, constant propaganda, Russia is always aggressive. Before taking up the post, Jarmalavičius oversaw the territorial defense of a region of southern Lithuania that includes the Suwalki Gap, a thin strip of border with Poland between the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad and Belarus that is often seen as a flashpoint in a future conflict between NATO and Moscow. Traveling 60 kilometers of unpaved terrain in the Suwalki Gap prepared him for the challenge of acquiring remote forests for military use. It took months to clear the 40 hectares of brush and Soviet-era explosives needed for housing. Unexploded bombs were found buried 2 meters, 6 feet, deep in mud in an area that will soon be used for tank training, he said. There are other challenges, too, with old graves, prehistoric settlements and the site of an 1863 battle with Russia adding to the complications for would-be developers. There are places that need to be preserved, Jarmalavičius said.
Soll jetzt